What a great piece of wood carving this is. You know, this is a spectacular carving of a spectacular white-tailed deer. Looks a little bit like the mule deer I took earlier this year with my good friend Billy Franklin of Silver Sage Outfitters. We were hunting once again in the Badlands of Southern Alberta. What a spectacular part of Canada this is. And we were hunting with the best outfitter in the business in that part of the world. You know, we've hunted pronghorn antelope with Billy. We've hunted mule deer by bow with Billy before, but we've never done one of his world-famous rifle hunts. This was a spectacular hunt and a hunt of a lifetime for me. I'm your host, Thomas Pigeon for Canada the Rough. Let's get hunting.
Dodge presents Canada in the Rough, the hunting adventure documentary series. Canada, the last hunting frontier, 3.5 million square miles of unspoiled wilderness, and some of the best hunting on the planet. Canada in the Rough, the hunting adventure documentary series. Season 6 is brought to you by Dodge, grab life by the horns. Rocky Outdoor Gear. The Beretta family of firearms. Federal Premium Ammunition, every shot counts. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Yamaha, ATVs and outboards. And Pioneer Log Homes of BC, the finest log homes on earth. This week on Canada in the Rough, we're mule deer hunting in Southern Alberta. Mule deer are similar in appearance to the whitetail, but have some distinct features which separate the two, one being their mule-like ears, which their name is derived from. Mule deer also have a very distinct leap as they run, which is unmistakable at almost any distance. Similar to the whitetail, mule deer bucks have the ability to grow large antlers every year, but mule deer antlers are forked and often grow taller than the forward curving profile of whitetail antlers. Today, Thomas will be hunting with longtime friend and outfitter Billy Franklin of Silver Sage Outfitters in Brooks, Alberta. This area is well known for high numbers of mule deer, and though Thomas has taken a mule deer with a bow, he has never rifle hunted for them. Hunting in the Badlands of Southern Alberta means glassing for long periods of time. Trying to spot these clever animals as they graze on vegetation or bed on the sides of the coulees or tucked away in brush is not easy. It also means walking for long periods of time through rough terrain. High-quality hunting gear is essential to ensuring a safe and successful mule deer hunt. Join us today as Thomas heads out on one of his most memorable and exciting hunts of his lifetime.
Good shooting.
This segment of Rough Gear is brought to you by Ontario Monster Whitetails Magazine. All Ontario, all the time.
You know, Keith, I've had the privilege and pleasure of taking some great rams in the field, in the mountains, but I like the four-wheel drive kind of version of the ram under my tail when we're heading out and going hunting. You know, and I drive this big 3500 Ram. You know, it's a wonderful, wonderful utility truck. I mean, it's got an incredible heavy payload. It's got that wide stance dually, you know, on the back end of it, so we can just load her up. And it's a great trailing vehicle, you know, so not only does it have great interior cab capacity, not only does it have great towability in terms of what we can pull with us, but it just has all the functionality and frankly a lot of the comforts of a modern day vehicle. Now you're driving the 1500.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the adventures we've been on this fall, it has been everything we've needed and more. To get us into these remote places, to haul big game out of remote places, throw a moose in the back, throw a deer in the back, big cargo packages on it to store stuff, lock it up for the nighttime. One of the things we love the most when we're traveling across Canada, you need the truck and the power and the four-wheel drive when you're tight in the bush. But when you're on the highway, it has the multi-displacement system that drops the cylinders down on it, and it's not hauling or towing, and saves us a ton of fuel. So it's been an excellent vehicle and done just about everything we've needed.
Now, the last time I stuck my head in the cab of your vehicle, I looked at the front panel on that, and I have to tell you, the dashboard on that looks as beautiful and as functional as any luxury vehicle.
Yeah, we didn't want you to know about that. That's a full GPS navigation system, the satellite radio. It's just an unbelievable luxury vehicle for all purposes of the outdoors.
Fabulous.
Coming up, the mule deer hunt begins in Southern Alberta. Closed captioning is brought to you by Burris. See the light.
I was just thinking, Billy, you know, that we started this journey together about 6 years ago, I think 2003. I called the world famous pronghorn hunter and muley hunter, Billy Franklin. My buddy Jerome Knapp, right, said call. And he said, if you want to get a big pronghorn going out there, we were just starting the TV show at the time. We've covered a lot of territory together in the last few years.
Yeah, we have. We've seen a lot of different landscapes in Southern Alberta. We're back out here again today. We're chasing big mule deer bucks, this time with a rifle in tow. So yeah, we've covered some ground. More to go, more hills to climb.
So the deal here, I guess, is you said we got coulees on either side of us, right?
Yep. We've got coulee systems adjacent the road that we're going to be going down here. We're going to be looking for deer up feeding, providing we don't get a bunch of pressure. We're theoretically going to let those deer, if there's one that we want to go after, feed into the coulee and then make a stalk on foot after that. So it's kind of a waiting game. We got to cover some ground here right off the bat and see what we can come up with.
Glassing is a big part of this style of hunting, and quality is vital for success. But don't be surprised if you happen to spot other wildlife through your lens. Not only do mule deer and whitetails call the prairies home, but the African-like pronghorn antelope also roam these grounds. Birds of prey like hawks and owls soar through the air, while husky coyotes search for their prey.
Yeah, this feels good. Heading down to the coulees.
There's at least one deer there against the far bank. I think the one I'm looking at is a doe, but it's in the shadow. So what we're gonna do is be very careful because there's cactus that I'm kneeling in right now. We're gonna have to go hands and knees, okay? Go slow. We've got a nice little roll in the coulee there. We should be able to pop up over that and see if there's anything underneath there, okay? So be mindful of this cactus.
Actually, there's a buck there too. He's just coming up the back. He's not very big. See him? He's just coming up top. The buck's the third deer.
So Billy, they want to lie on the lee side of this stuff, do they?
When the wind's blowing this strong, that's exactly what they're going to be doing. They're going to be lying on the lee side or right jammed down in the gutters in the bottom where you see that brush.
Buckbrush down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it makes it tough, but that's the only way we're going to work something out this afternoon is just doing what we're doing, going face into it as hard as we can, covering as much ground as we can, but being careful at the same time because, like I say, they're going to be on that lee side of those hills and they're going to see us pretty quick. So as quickly as we have to move, we also have to be careful. It's going to be really fast shooting. Got your scope dialed down because it's going to be close shooting.
Coming up, the winds pick up as Thomas and Billy continue their hunt.
probably blowing 65 miles an hour up here right now. And if hearing is one of the #1 defense of these big old mule deer, trust me, they're getting way away from us, deep down into these canyons, away from this wind. It's blowing a gale.
Mule deer hunting, Alberta style. It's like the old Milwaukee commercial. They don't get no better than this.
On windy days like today, getting down into the coulees is your best bet at harvesting one of these Alberta mule deer. Each coulee is different and are filled with great hiding places for deer. From barren, deserted coulees with hidden caves and ditches to lush forage-filled coulees where deer love to cool down during the day. Taking your time to hike through these mazes of the prairies is key if you hope to spot a deer before they spot you.
You know, this is a special day, Billy. I mean, it's always special when you and I have a chance to get together and share stories and do a little hunting, but this is Remembrance Day. And I guess your father spent some time in the war, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He was in the South Pacific Theater for 3 years. He was in the 2nd Marine Division. He saw heavy action. He was in Okinawa, Saipan, and he was one of the first troops into Nagasaki 9 days after they dropped the atomic bomb, which basically ended the Second World War. So yeah, he was right in the middle of it for 3 years.
Wow, this must be a poignant day to you too, because your dad died, of course, a few years ago, and I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I understand he was a hell of a man. My dad, you know, who thankfully is still alive, he was in the Black Watch as a young man in Quebec, and he was actually about to be deployed when they stopped the warring action in World War II. My father-in-law, Russ and his 3 brothers, actually second wave that hit Omaha Beach, and of course here we sit here as we have a bunch of our boys and girls doing service over in Afghanistan, you know, protecting our freedom, and so it is a poignant day. So what do you say we just take a moment of silence for the boys and girls?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
Let's go hunting.
You bet.
Just in that little coulee right there.
Not quite the buck we were looking for, but
Buck. Sure could have been him.
that's amazing. You just moved.
You never know. It's good to see. That's
Pretty
really
big neck on that deer too, huh?
Yep, they're all swole up and ready to rock and roll. So
Excellent. The rut is on.
yeah, that's exactly what we want here.
Excellent.
Now we just need the right boy.
Right boy, and maybe no wind.
Yeah, that'd be advantageous.
Coming up, hiking the prairies pays off for Thomas in an exhilarating encounter.
Get up here. It's right there, right in the bottom. Shoot.
The Badlands of Southern Alberta is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes. At one time, dinosaurs roamed these grounds, and though they are gone today, you can still feel dwarfed by the geological formations cutting through the prairies. Taking the time to take it all in is one of the magical things about hunting in this part of the world.
It's one of those magic moments in life that I'm so privileged to have traveling across this great nation, and you stand here in this cave, you look at this amazing vista, this Martian-like landscape, and you realize that 99.9% of Canadians have never ever seen this and likely never will see this.
And they're the ones that are losing out because there aren't too many places like this anywhere in the world.
Just spectacular. We've got a buck bedded down at the bottom of this ridge here. What's most important right now is we don't trip over any toes and blow the whole program. The wind's good. The position's good. We'll see what he looks like.
just a 3-point. Oh my God. Probably the only deaf mule deer in Southern Alberta.
We have a age-old hunting technique here in the West. It's called tellus mobility. Call the deer, tell them to wait for us. 2 rings means sit, 3 rings means you're going to get a shot.
I got it on 2. I got it on 2. Oh, goodness. That'll do.
This could be a match set.
I guess they are.
We're looking for something like this, but we need to still have feet on it.
Okay, let's go double time.
Get up here, right there, right in the bottom. Shoot, right in the bottom. All right, good shooting, Tom. Good shooting. Well done. I almost buggered that up. I came over the edge and he was right there at that doe, bedded down.
10-5. Holy cow. Oh, Bill.
That wasn't too much of a mad scramble across the prairie to get here, was it now?
I recall talking to you a couple of weeks ago. You said, you know, we like to take it easy with our hunters. We like them to shoot from a dead steady rest.
Sorry
Come
about
get
that.
here, Jack.
I know. I told you.
He looks like a good muley.
And he's a great muley. Nice buck. Congratulations, Tom. Well
Thanks,
done,
Bill.
my friend. You worked your butt off.
Now that deer, we saw jump up with that doe, what, about a half a mile that way, I guess, right?
More than that. More like probably 2 miles that way.
We did that big sweep, about 5 miles down, and I was saying to myself, okay, Billy, let's just call it, you know, we're about half an hour from legal shooting light, but you know, camera light's getting low. Let's just walk back to the truck and boom!
It happens fast.
I can't believe it.
I had a really good idea that this deer was in this series of coulees, but there's just so many fingers and offshoots. All we could do is pick the most likely route, the dead center in this case, and we stumbled into him. It was luck, but we...
You are a madman.
Well,
you are a madman. The legendary Billy Franklin comes through again.
The lucky Billy Franklin tonight, I'll tell you what.
You've done good, brother.
Okay, Congratulations, Tom.
Boy, we're batting about 100 coming up to your joint, Billy.
Yeah,
Let's go see what we got down there.
Okay, buddy, let's go. Wow, Thomas, look at that.
Oh.
Now that's some tine right there.
What a beauty.
Congratulations, friend.
Thanks, you, Bill.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Bill. Oh my heavens. You know, for a first muley, I'm thinking we did pretty good there.
I'm thinking you're gonna go a long time before you find one with G2s and G3s like that.
Not super heavy, but high, eh? Really pretty deer. Just fantastic.
Yeah, you wanted big typical, didn't you tell me that?
Well, big typical.
That's about as big and typical as they get.
Well, you know what? 2 for 2. You know, this time last year, we were bow hunting with you. We took that really wild, non-typical, right? That old boy that's all gnarly and messed up, and he's just a really interesting deer. And here we come to get a beautiful typical muley, and we surely did get a beautiful typical muley. My heavens,
you did.
Look at him. Wow, what a deer.
Right on,
Thanks,
buddy.
Billy.
Congratulations.
You know, Billy, we said we were going to come out here and do this Remembrance Day buck hunt together, and we surely did do a Remembrance Day buck, and this is a buck to remember. What a hunt.
It was fantastic. I've done this a long time, and this ranks right up there as far as excitement and getting the job done when it had to be done.
You told me that we'd get down in these coulees and you had to be prepared to move fast, and boy, I'll tell you what, it was blinding fast. You came blasting back, you said, get on that deer, and we got on him and it worked, right?
You made the shot. You made a fine running shot, Thomas, and that's what has to happen. Oftentimes these situations develop very, very quickly. Last night was no exception. That was amazing. You made a tremendous shot, my friend.
Well, you're an exceptional hunter, an exceptional outfitter, and you put it all together for us, and I pulled the trigger. Our camera guy did a wonderful job running up on it, and it all came together. Very reminiscent of that wonderful, wonderful pronghorn we took with you in my very, very first hunt we ever filmed for the show. So here we are again.
6 years hence.
The journey continues.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, it's been a great hunt. and we've got to get back here again and do it soon. And I tell you what, if you ever have a chance to hunt with these good folks out here at Silver Sage Outfitters, you've got to do it. Until the next time, I'm your host, Thomas Pigeon for Canada Rough. Enjoy the greatness of Canada and be proud of your hunting heritage.
Canada in the Rough has been brought to you today by Dodge, grab life by the horns. Rocky Outdoor Gear. The Beretta family of firearms. Federal Premium Ammunition, every shot counts. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Yamaha, ATVs and outboards. And Pioneer Log Homes of BC, the finest log homes on earth. For more information on today's episode of Canada in the Rough, log on to CanadaInTheRough.com. Learn more about the show and past episodes, and catch up with our latest adventures.